Hello everyone, it is Tuesday today, which means it's time for another video. And today we are going to make a church hospital. So let's roll the intro and get started. So here we are at the church in Jamaica Plain. I wanted to turn this into a hospital for a long time. Actually, in the past I have turned it into a separate video, I also turned it into a hospital that time. However, what I found then is that it's really difficult to turn it into a functional hospital, because all these church benches, you can't move them and you can't delete them either. So that's where it becomes very difficult to build inside this church. However, because of my Commonwealth Responders mod, I do have some new hospital dividers, which are very nice and they work really well in this church. I didn't have those last time. Last time I had to create these hospital dividers from scratch using the wire fence poles and the shower curtains. So it automatically became pretty big compared to what it is now. So what I'm doing today, it's not really difficult. Pretty much all I'm doing is I'm placing hospital dividers and I'm putting either a hospital bed or a gurney that settlers can also sleep on. So this is one quick way of creating a lot of beds in one go. So hopefully when the settlers finally arrive at this place, they'll also use these beds and gurneys. If they don't, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed. Well, at least, it counts for the bed. So, at least the happiness will stay right where it's supposed to be. So that's good. Other than that, yeah, what else can I talk about? Something I also want to use the church for is storage, because I have these responder crates, these wooden crates. I also got metal crates that either are first aid or just generic or food. And I thought, those metal responder medical crates would work really well in this place, because if you've got a lot of hospital beds, you also need the supplies for it. You can't cure people if you don't have the supplies for them. So basically the general idea of this place is that people can just come in, and if they need medical attention, they can get it. That being said, it would also make it a big target for enemies like raiders or gunners, because, well, like I said, the place has medical supplies and everyone needs those. So I think in the future we also need something that will make this place a bit more secure. Maybe I should board up the windows, because I know what I've built in this episode. I'm doing the voiceover after, so I know that I haven't boarded up the windows, which is something I could do in the future. However, it would also mean it would make the church really dark, and lining it up with candles and these lanterns, it's gonna be a lot of candles and lanterns if I'm just using those. And power, you can use the light bulbs, but they don't look as good, I think, as a candle or a lantern. So I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. Maybe I'm gonna do absolutely nothing with this place. Well, I do have an area upstairs actually, which I can use for something. Maybe like a command post, like single bed and a desk with a computer on it, typewriter, all that sort of stuff. Maybe I can make a what's it called, like a laboratory. That would be pretty nice in this place, because Flatwoods also has a church, and inside that church there's a vendor, and I will also place a vendor later in this episode. However, behind the vendor there's this little chem station, or whatever it's called, where you can create your own medical supplies, which is pretty nice. However, I find that this place is somehow very narrow in comparison with the church in Flatwoods, for example. There's a difference between the two. I don't know why there is, but if I place a chem station right where the priest would stand, it doesn't fit. It's way too narrow. So yeah, I have to find a other solution for that. Speaking of solutions, as you might know if you watched the last episode, I got a new job in a kitchen store, and I've been there for 2 weeks now, I think. And yeah, things have not gotten better. like in the slightest. So I'm looking for a new job already after 2 weeks. And yeah, I've got some new jobs lined up, so that's very nice. I'm very excited about that, because this kitchen store, I swear to God, I fell asleep, I think at least 3 times during like work hours. It's that boring. Speaking of kitchens, we probably need like, you know, some personal homes with their own kitchens in it. You know, like this settlement, it's so far apart. Like everything is split so far apart from each other. Like we have the church on one end, then we have this this diner all the way on the other side of the town. I don't even know if the built area reaches that area, to be honest. But in between there are some houses that can be used for their what's it called? Like their own citizens or people that live there. And yeah, we can also decorate those places. We also need a bar. It's very important because, you know, you can't have a community with a community bar. So that's gonna be right next to where the kitchens are. Pretty much where the workshop's at. But I do want to keep the workshop at that place because it's a very good place to have a workshop. You know, it's it has the concrete. It just works for that place, I think. Like I said, this settlement is really or this episode I should say, this church is just very difficult to build in. That's why today it's really not difficult. Like I spent maybe 40 minutes building this, so it is quite long for, like, if you compare it to what's actually there, because it's really only hospital dividers and some beds and maybe a crate or two. You know, it's really not that much, but it's the placing that takes so much time. Because, well, you have to use like the keypad or the numpad to put everything in place. And because of the trash that's all over the place, you have to sink it into the floor a little bit. And yeah, that just takes time. So it's really shit to see, like, after 40 minutes of building, how little is actually there. But I guess that's just, you know, a part of it. You can't always have something nice and fast at the same time. You know, if you want to create something nice, it takes time. Like, I'm working in a creation kit right now. I'm trying to build a sewer. And holy hell am I having a difficult time. Because, sure, you can place things together, but making it look good in the end, that's a whole other thing altogether. So, yeah, that's just a process of learning and, like, trying things out to see what works. Like, there's some level designers out there that, like, they crank this stuff out like it's nothing. They just spend, like, a day in the creation kit, and at the end of it, they just have this amazing looking sewer. But like with me, I've spent 2 days in it, and all I have is this basic beginning of a sewer. You know, it's just the entrance and a like a water line. So it's really, yeah, it's a difficult process to make it look good. I'm actually quite curious if any of you actually have worked in the creation kit before. Like, have you actually, like, tried out to do level design or make quests? Or, like, make an outfit, you know? If you have, let me know in the comments. I'm very curious what you guys might have created for yourselves. Or even have put it on the Nexus, you know? Let me know. I'm curious to see what you guys have come up with. But right now we're getting very close to the end of the video. We've placed everything we needed to place. Just a bunch of hospital dividers and beds. Some crates, some medical items. Like these stands with a blood bag on them or whatever. We even have some meds placed down, so that's nice. Got a little desk with some signs. So all in all, I think this is, yeah, this would work. And once, like I said, you know, like once the settlers arrive, I can assign someone to the little vendor thing right in the end of it. And yeah, we actually can make this place functional, which is very nice. However, we are now very near to the end of the video. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe for more settlement builds and mod reviews in the future. Thank you for watching once again, and I'll see you guys next time.